What is happening, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. Day after Super Bowl. Some of you are probably a little excited like me. I had to represent tonight. Oh, there you go. You see, I had to bring out my Eagles jersey for you all just to celebrate a little bit. Hope everyone is doing well. As you're joining in tonight, do me a favor, as always, say hey. Let me know where you're joining in from tonight. I always like to know where my viewers are watching tonight's show. We're going to talk about some fun stuff tonight. As we do, if you have questions about moving to the area or things to do in the area or just where's a good burger spot, whatever it may be, put it in the questions. We'll do our best to answer all of those questions tonight and see what we can do to tell you a little bit more about moving to the area and discussing things. So, hope everyone is doing well. Been a little crazy and wild since our last time that we did a live show. When we did the last one, it was right before the big storm that was coming through. And during that time, I talked about, hey, we don't deal with snow in our area. We don't have anything to do with that. And so remember, I might have even showed a graphic like this saying the only shovel we use in Myrtle Beach is the sand shovel, right? Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, about a week and a half ago now, actually, no, tomorrow it'll be 2 weeks to the day, we had a very rare and weird snowstorm that came through the area. And it came through and it dropped 6 inches of snow here on Myrtle Beach. Now, I had put a video out like the next day or two, right as the storm was getting ready to take place. And I got roasted by people. Oh, you say it doesn't snow here, and look at all this snow. We have 6 inches of snow. This is horrible. Here's the thing, guys. I have to kind of preface this and say this to start. My daughter, who's now 10 years of age, has only ever seen snow in her life twice. But yes, we did see snow. In fact, here, let me show you some photos. Here you go. So here's the kids out playing in the snow in the front yard on the left. And there's my wife and I. Yes, I am a wimp now. I cannot take the cold like I used to when I lived up in Pennsylvania. I have, I think, 3 shirts on underneath this. I have 2 shirts, a hoodie, my jacket, and the scarf, and the toboggan, I guess, or snow hat, all on in this photo. Yeah. And it wasn't really that cold, but we did have 6 inches of snow. It did fall in the area. And, it was awesome. My kids had a blast. We didn't go to school. We didn't go anywhere for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I had to get my teaching degree back out that I earned during COVID, that at-home teacher. So my wife and I, we both pulled them out of the drawer. I'm so glad I didn't put mine through the shredder, but we had to pull our teaching degrees back out, help our kids learn all of their fun things and do their at-home teaching for the weekend. But by Saturday and Sunday, most of the snow was gone. In fact, this was the, here you go. This was the forecast for that week after. So we had snow, came in on Tuesday. It was here for Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday, that kind of froze on the ground a little bit and was stuck there for a while. But by the time we got to Monday of the next week, it was up in the 60s. And by the end of the next week, it was 75 degrees out. And this past weekend, on Sunday, it was 75 again on Super Bowl Sunday. It was beautiful weather, run around outside with a t-shirt on, have a great time. So yes, we do get snow. We do get it from time to time. As I shared in that photo that I showed a couple minutes ago, my youngest, who's now a little over 10, almost on 10 and a half, I would say, she's only really seen snow that lasted past lunchtime. This is the first and only time. But the kids dressed up in as many layers as they could, went outside, made the biggest snowman they could possibly make in the front yard with the snow, and it lasted for a whole 2.5 days. The Frosty, it was funny, it was 65 degrees, and Frosty was still hanging on for a little bit. But anyway, so like I said, as you're joining in tonight, do me a favor, say hey, let me know where you're watching from. I see some people starting to jump into the show. Hey, Jeff, nice to see you. Where you watching from tonight? Steve also says, hey, Jeremy, or evening, Jeremy. And Steve and Karen from cold Connecticut now, still waiting on home to be built. Give it time. It'll come. It will come. It is, I will say, a little bit cooler today. It was 75 yesterday, but today it dropped back down into the 50s a little bit. Also, I would say this as well, and I don't think I have the photo of it. But for those of you who live here locally or in Myrtle Beach living here, one of the things that I would say for you all right now, don't get excited and run outside and start planting your gardens. Don't go get your summer flowers and put them in. It is going to get cooler again. We still have not seen our final frost of the year. Just trust me on this. After living here for 25 plus years, I can tell you it's going to frost again. Our rule of thumb in our house is we usually wait till around my wife's birthday. So the end of March, beginning of May is when we will get our flowers to put in, that they will hopefully not have a frost come in and destroy them. So don't do it. You're going to see here in a few weeks, and guarantee it, you're going to see we're going to have a couple days where it's going to stay in the mid 70s to even a low 80s, and the weeds are going to start to sprout up in the grass, and everyone's going to get excited, run to Lowe's and Home Depot, buy a ton of flowers, and bring them home, put them in the ground, and the frost is going to just come take them out. So don't do it. Okay. Jeff says, I'm here in Myrtle renting until we're ready to buy. Awesome. Well, when you're ready to buy, let me know. I can definitely help you with that. So anyway, did y'all enjoy the Super Bowl last night as much as I did? Even if you're not an Eagles fan, most people that I've talked to over the last few weeks have either said, I don't care about the Super Bowl, or yeah, I'm going to cheer for the Eagles because I don't want Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce to get a third Super Bowl in a row. Well, if you got to watch any of last night's game, that definitely did not happen. Hence why today I can walk around proud with my Eagles jersey back here on the shelf. Right here, right there is the football from when they won the Super Bowl the last time, commemorative one. And up here on this shelf right there sits a cup from a game that I went to. And then here was a gift that someone gave me, which is a Philadelphia Eagles helmet. So today we get to cheer and say, go Birds. My kids are finally understanding how to say go Birds and the importance of it as well. So anyway, Matt says, hey, currently in Indiana. Welcome in, Matt. And Jeff says, halftime show is not my cup of tea. Jeff, honestly, I don't know what the halftime show was about. I didn't watch it. We put the TV on mute, and that's when we ate dessert. My wife made lava cakes, and everybody seemed to love them. So that was kind of a fun time. So don't know what was on it. Don't really care. Anyway, yeah. So tonight, I want to talk about the spring market here in Myrtle Beach, what it means for real estate, what you can kind of expect. But more than that, I want to answer your questions about moving to the area. Or if you're someone who already lives in the area and you have questions about things about here, feel free to ask them. To me, I think these shows are much more valuable when I'm answering your questions, helping answer things that you want to know about living in Myrtle Beach, moving to the area, living by the coastline, those type of things. I feel it's much more valuable answering that than me picking a topic and just rambling on for the next 30 minutes about something. My wife already tells me I talk too much, and I can say that because she's not here tonight. She's busy and tied up, so I know she's not going to be watching for a while, so we're safe. Don't tell her I said it till later, please. If she shows up, don't say it. So anyway, let's see what else. Steve agrees with you, Jeff, about the show. Let's hear you sing Fly, Eagles Fly. Oh, Jeff, I don't think I can today. I did a little bit of screaming last night during the game, and so my voice is a little rough. But all I can say is I can at least spell Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. Yes. Funny story for those of you who may be joining in. If you've never been to a Philadelphia sporting events, you won't understand this as much. But Philadelphia sports fans are definitely some of the most passionate fans that you can find in the country. And so I went to a game a couple years, well, 2 years, no, a year ago now, with one of my good friends, and he's not an Eagles fan, but he said he would go because they were playing the Miami Dolphins that night, and he is a big New England Patriots fan. So he could go cheer and tell Miami how terrible they were during the game, but he wouldn't cheer for the Eagles. I said, deal. Well, he screamed and told Miami how terrible they were for the entire game to where people around him who were Eagles fans thought for sure he had to be an Eagles fan and were hugging him by the end of the game. Kind of funny. So, anyway, Wolfman, what's up, Todd? Todd says, go Eagles. That's right. Go Birds. That's what we say around here. Just real simple and easy. Go Birds. So yeah, it was a fun time. So what questions do you guys have tonight? While you're typing them in the chat, I'm going to talk for a couple minutes about something that I found kind of interesting. And along the way, I'll stop, answer any questions you guys have. So I want to first go over here to bring this up and show this screen. So I did just a little bit of research earlier today and just was asking, and this is Google. I just said, hey, Google, what's the spring housing market? What can you expect for it? And their AI goes and runs their things. And here's what it spit out. And it basically said that in the spring of 2024, the housing market in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina was a seller's market with rising prices and sales. However, more sellers were entering the market, which could lead to increased competition. Goes on to say that the average price for a single family home, gosh, I can't talk. A single family home price rose 10.1% month over month to a record setting 524,409. Home values have increased by 3.8% last year. So this kind of, to me, contradicts itself, that price rose 10.1% month over month, but the whole value only went up 3.8%. I don't know how that happens with it. So AI, obviously, as you can see, is not the greatest. So instead, let's jump over here to something that might be a little bit more legit. Okay. So here is an article from Redfin just kind of talking about the real estate market here in Myrtle Beach. And after we look at this, we're then going to go to the actual MLS stats. Okay. So when we look at this, it says that the median sales price of homes in our area was $270,000 or 2.4% increase over a year. Okay. Now, just a minute ago, back here, 3.8%, but here, 10.1% per month over month. Okay. Keep that in mind. The number of homes that sold, and I don't know what this is just saying. Let's see here. Is this saying for a month? Okay, for a month. So it's saying that the number of homes that sold last month were 141. Okay. That seems a little low to me. So let's go back here to our MLS because I'm done trying to guess with these aggregates companies that don't. So we're going to go in here to the MLS and we're just going to do residential and we'll say sold homes that sold from, we'll just do January. Why not? So from January 1st to January 31st. So, according to this, there were 676 sales that took place during the month of January, okay? Ranging in price from $25,000 to the max of 4.65. This was the list price, sold for 3.965. Okay? So the average sold price back then was 441.38 or the median of 366,237. So this is numbers straight from our MLS. If we go and we look at the market stats, which this comes from our MLS as well, we can look at the supply of how much demand is out there and how much supply. And so if we look back here, way down here where it's down at the bottom, this is 1.1 months back in March of 2022. If we keep going and working our way up here, Here's December where it's 4.7. January went to 4.8, which doesn't surprise me. People are starting to get their homes on the market for the spring market. And also during January, people have a lot of other things going on. So they're not necessarily jumping in to selling right now their houses or purchasing a home at this time. So, right now, as of today, as you can see here, inventory has been probably at the best that it has been in a while. A lot of this is from new construction builders that are out there, but also consumers who are selling their personal properties. Okay. So people who've had homes say, hey, it's time to sell, let's sell it. Or the builders have been able to get enough inventory in place. And so with that, it has led to a lot of properties being out there. Let's see here. We got a question. What's going on? Jeff says, took a ride out to Auberon Woods last week. Your thoughts? Okay, good question, Jeff. Auberon Woods is a great neighborhood. I think it's going to really be well. And for those who might be wondering, well, what is Auberon Woods? Where is it located? Let's pull up the map here a minute and let's show you. So if we pull up our map and we go out here, it's going to be sitting right out in about this area. Okay. Looks like it's kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere. But Auberon Woods is a mile away from the interchange here for 22. And once you jump on 22, you can be all the way over here to Barefoot Landing area in about a 15-minute drive. So it's really not that far away from everything. Auberon Woods, which let's bring it up here a minute so you guys can see. We'll go, hold on. Let's go in through here. Come in. You can see right there's, whoop, look at the right spot. Here we go. So here's Auberon Woods. This is going to be about 1,300 homes till they're said and done in this development. It is going to be a very large neighborhood. One of the things that's cool about it, though, is that it is going to give you great opportunities for properties at the price of Conway pricing. Okay. So right now, if we just look at the available homes that they have in this development, you can see here's a couple of the options. So this is kind of what they call their cottage homes. They have one of those left right now at $281. Then we have some really nice 2 stories. Here's a 1-story all on one floor for $381. And just to give you an idea, let's open this one up here a minute and look at it. So this property right here is currently for sale. It's called a Litchfield floor plan. And if we look at the images of it, you're going to see this house has nice high ceilings and a huge open floor plan. Okay. So look how nice and open that whole space in there. Nice large dining area, living space. And then there are 4 bedrooms in this property. And it has a huge, massive rear porch on the house. This is your master or primary bedroom. Good size, large primary bath with a double vanity in it. One of the other bedrooms, and then they just have some pictures of the area in there. Here's the floor plan that you can look at. And if we click on this and open it in a new tab, we'll make it a little bit larger for y'all to see. And so here we go. And so if we blow this up a little bit, we can see here's kind of your standard floor plan of this house. So you come in the front door, you have a bedroom and bath and bedroom that's over here. Your garage sits on the other side, and then your laundry's here, and there's a flex or 4th bedroom that's back here. The large living dining area, and then your primary sits in the back with a 9'4" by 24'8" covered porch. And a lot of times those are being screened in. So if we go back to this house a minute and we go back and look at it. Oops, gotta take the zoom back in. Sorry. All right, so we go back and look at this. This house is currently for sale for $381 and $381,055. This house, if I were to take it from out here at Auberon Woods, which, like I said, sits out about here, and bring it over here to the Parks, which was a development they built right here, this house goes up to $450 to $460. So by just going from here in Carolina Forest out to here as a Conway address, you're dropping probably 50, maybe $70,000 off of the price. So it has a great option for you for good square footage, nice size lots, everything in it for a good price. In this neighborhood, they are doing hardy plank siding. So you're going to have the benefits of hardy plank concrete fiberboard versus a vinyl siding too. Give me a second while I drink. This neighborhood, though, when it's done, is going to have 2 community pools in it, and just a lot of nice amenities and things all around it. So hopefully that answers your question. But good question, Jeff. If you want to learn more about it, let me know. If you were already out there, you probably talked to someone. But my D.R. Horton rep that I work with actually sits on site out there, so I can get you answers on just about anything you want to know. Is the community in a flood zone? Yes, it is. But at the same time, I should also say this, Jeff. All of Horry County is in a flood zone. It is in flood zone X, though, not in AE. AE is the one where you would be required to carry flood insurance if you had a mortgage as well. X, you don't have to, but we're always told to make sure we recommend it to people as something to put in. So hopefully that answers your question. Good question. Anyone else have any questions? Put them in the chat, put them in the comment section, and I'll see if I can do my best to answer those. And while we're doing that, while you're typing those in, let me jump back here a minute let me find where I was. So we were talking about the market. And so if we go back here to look at the area, here they are at this time in the supply. If I were to look at pending sales, you can see how this is really kind of all over the place. And it's really kind of cyclical to months. Here's December 2022, December 2023, December 2024. But you can see how it has this big jump always. 900 to 1300, 900 to 1300, right? 880 to 1300, 934 to 1300. So you can see, even though, things were down in December, we really were better this December than last year or the December before for properties. Okay. This is kind of standard. And what happens then after this is we then start this spring market where it just zip, zip, zip up, and then it'll drop a little bit because here's spring break and Easter starting to happen. Then we get into Memorial Day. Then we're into the summer, and it just kind of goes along. So, just something to kind of keep in mind. And so a lot of times people say, well, do I want to buy in the spring market? Well, you can. Yeah. I always say buy in the market the time of the year that works best for you. So, all right, let's see here. There's some questions coming, which I'm happy to see. Let's go in here and see what they say. So Matt asks, why do home prices start at one price, go down a month or so, then listing is taking down, then a couple days later, it's listed again for more than the first listing? Oh, wrong button. Let's go hit this one over here. Good question, Matt. I don't understand why people do that. However, I can tell you in our market, you're not going to see that very much anymore because our MLS now says that if you withdraw a listing, it has to stay off the market for a minimum of 30 days before it can be put back in. Because people used to do that. Oh, well, I want a new fresh listing so that it hits all of the, online marketing spaces as a fresh new listing. And it goes a hot new listing at a new price, and nobody sees, oh, well, it was for sale for the last 6 months at $250, didn't sell, and now it's at $275. They just see, oh, new listing at $275. So to kind of curtail that and keep that from happening moving forward, they have started these changes a little bit to it with it. Okay. Oh, shh, my wife's here. Don't say anything about what I said earlier. Let's see here. What'd she say? Are there any developments that are building townhomes or garden homes for folks who don't want the big yard and maintenance, but want something more than a condo? Yes, honey, there are. Let's talk about that a minute. And good question. So, what are some places where if I was going to go buy today and wanted something? One of those places that I would probably look at first, let's pull it up here a minute, and we'll go in here. We're going to say we want to see active. So, one of the spots is Bella Vita, which on a map, for those of you who are wondering where it is, if we go to our map here a minute, oh, let me turn this off so that it's not quite so. There we go. Bella Vita is going to be down here. Oh, let me get to the spot. Down in this area here, right in here. Okay, so convenient to 501. But Bella Vita has these nice garden homes, which there are currently 10 of them for sale from $299 to $335. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a single car garage. And then they also made these with a 2-car garage. So the higher priced ones are probably the 2-car garages, but these are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. They're brand new, very nice. This one's a resale, I believe the first one here. Yes, it is. But just so you can kind of see what one of these looks like, let me show you. So they're usually 4 to 6 units per building. You come in, there's a nice large open area with vaulted ceilings, nice open kitchen floor plan with granite, usually a backsplash, stainless appliances, all that kind of good stuff. You have your garage, bedrooms. It's going to be a nice, decent amount of living space throughout the home for sure. This one has a screened porch at the back. And these, just to give you an idea, they are about 1,865 heated or under square footage under roof. The heated on these is a little bit less because they take out the garage, the front porch, the rear porch, all that kind of stuff out of it. And so when you take that out of it, it takes you down to where is the number? They move stuff around on me all the time. 1466. But there are even, I think, some there should be some new ones still in here that are almost sold out. They may be actually done. These are all looking like resales now. Yeah, they are. Wow. Yep. So all the new ones are gone, but these are still good options. This is the one with the 2-car garage. So they're going to be, the 2 cars are on the end. And it's similar layout to the other. They just have, it's a little bit slightly different, but as you can see, large kitchen still with a large living space on it. These are 2,100 under roof square feet and 1,581 heated. So this would be probably one of my best spots to look at. I would also, they also built these down on the southern end in Cameron Village, it's called. There's also the Towns at the Parks, which is a D.R. Horton product, which has 2 units together. They also built some of those in Ridgefield up on the northern end. Those are kind of the best things with a garage. If you want to have the closest thing to a single family living without, being in a full condo. So let's see, what else do we have here? Dominic says maybe the house needed a bit of repair to get it sold. Yeah, maybe the house did, and they take it off for that. But most of the time, it's somebody who thinks the house is worth more than it is. I've had conversations with people in the past where they go, well, this is what my appraisal came in at. And so because the appraisal came in, that's what I think my house is worth. I'm like, yeah, but how old's the appraisal? Number one. Number two, what was the appraisal for? What was it done for? And then once we know those answers, we can really kind of figure out what the true value is. But if 3 houses of the same of yours have just sold for 300, why is yours now worth 400? It's got to use logic. Some people don't want to do that. So Dominic says big. Hey, Mike, just for you. I know you're still around here. I wore it tonight just for you. I had to do it just so I could come in here just to say go birds. Thank you for stopping in. Mike's one of my clients who he is a Cowboys fan. I'm sorry for your friend. He moved out to the beach. He actually used me. It did show that Eagles fans and Cowboys fans can get along. At least we could do it to get him a house. No, I'm just kidding. Mike is a good guy. He lives down here in Myrtle Beach, over in Del Webb, and loves it. Anyway, so what other questions do you guys have tonight that you would like to have answers about? Let me know. While you're typing them in, I want to jump over here a minute and show you a couple other fun projects that we've had going on. And this is one. I don't know if any of y'all are on TikTok. I am not a big TikTok person, but my assistant and I have created this account, and we have started to put out some really good information about the area. There's a lot of really cool local stuff in this, and just all kinds of stuff. And like here, you can see here's one on Myrtle Beach on a budget, and just talks about things to do if you're on a budget. And you can see it's got 34,000 views. Or here's just something about the events taking place in Myrtle Beach. Or here's stuff about, hey, oh, by the way, hold on. We should probably do this quick. For all my men watching tonight, in case you didn't know, 4 days to Valentine's Day. The countdown is on. If you haven't made a reservation yet or made a plan to do something with your wife, you better quickly get onto it because time is running out. Okay, back to where we were. So we have stuff about all kinds of stuff. Here's one on 5 must-try pizza spots in the area, which just blew up in the last few days. 33,000 views on that. Here's one about Tidal Creek Brewery. Just a ton of information about Myrtle Beach on here. So if you're on TikTok, you can look for the account. It's Myrtle Beach Blog 24. I know the name is kind of horrible. We didn't know when we were setting it that I was going to make that, but they made us keep it for at least, I think it's like 90 days before we can change it. So we're going to hopefully adjust it soon. But check out this on TikTok. Give it a follow. Comment on some of the stuff. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right. Some other stuff to check out too. We also, if you're not on TikTok, there's Myrtle Beach Shorts, where a lot of that same content will be showing up here in the next few months as well. So make sure you go over here. You'll see it says right there, Myrtle Beach Shorts. Give this channel a subscribe and, keep a track on it here, and you'll see all kinds of stuff. Like here's the one about pizza. So see, we can just. So just simple, easy videos, right? Let me tell you about different places to check out, have some imagery, all that kind of good stuff to check out. I will tell you, if you live over anywhere near the Carolina Forest area and you have not yet tried this place, definitely give this one a check. So go check this out. You can see if you haven't been to Flaming Fin, definitely go give that a try. Tell them I sent you. It's a good spot as well. So, what other questions do you guys have for me tonight about living in Myrtle Beach, moving to the area, all that kind of good stuff? What can I answer for you? Let me know. What questions do y'all have? I'm sure that y'all have something that you want to know about living in the area, or even just where's a good place to go get Chinese food, which, hey, I just showed you. Flaming Fin in Carolina Forest is great. It's in the public shopping center. So up on the northern end of Carolina Forest. So for those of you that may live over in Myrtle Beach city limits, you can get to it pretty easy as well. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, I want to talk to y'all about this. In case you guys didn't know, and you're thinking about moving to the area and you're trying to figure out who you want to work with, let me show you something. So this is something that I recently completed. This is called the Certified Full Service Professional, which is a designation that was given to me by Brian Buffini, who is one of the nation's largest real estate coaches and trainers. This is a new course that they recently brought out that gives you a lot of good training to help people who are looking to buy or sell in the area. One of the big things with this is that you want a realtor who can be on your side, who can help you with any and all parts of moving to the beach. There's a lot that goes into it, and people think a lot of times that it's just you know, find a house, figure out the money, get a loan, and close, right? No, there's a lot more that goes into it. In fact, here, let me show you this graphic here, man. So here's kind of the stages of what people think it takes to buy a home. Okay. So if we bring this up here a minute, let's close this out too. There we go. That makes it even a little bit bigger. Great. So here's kind of the home buying 101 that they think, right? Work with the buyer's agent, figure out the money, calculate your income, your credit, all that kind of stuff, determine the budget, get pre-approved, start the house hunting, make the offer, get a home inspection, home appraisal, and close, right? But there is a lot more that goes into it. And that's why you want somebody who's a certified full service professional like myself. Yes, we're going to do all of those steps, but here's some of the other things that we do. And it just lists some of them. There's about 175 different components that go into it. But we're going to help you to provide you an overview of the local housing market. As I was sharing earlier with you, I do this all day long, looking up the housing market, what's going on, what's happening with it. Be your go-to local expert. When you get here, you need more than just, hey, here's the house. You need somebody who can tell you, what do I do to get my taxes done? How do I make this my primary residence? Which, by the way, to do that in South Carolina is a huge ordeal. It saves you, takes your taxes down to about a third of what they would be as an out-of-state resident. They're going to be there to advise you on different property disclosures. Is the house in a flood zone? Is it not? Help make you aware of any environmental factors that might be there. After the home tours, go through with you the pros and cons of it to help you to get a clearly written offer. And here I have to take a minute. Let's just talk about this one a minute. And I have to be careful how I say this, but I recently got an offer on one of my listings. And it was from an agent who's fairly new into the business, I believe. And when the offer came in, there were 2 sets of signatures on the offer. But on the line for the buyers, there was only one person listed. And I'm like, why are 2 people signing something if there's only one name here? So after trying to figure it out for a while, I decided just to call the gentleman. And when I did, I find out, I just forgot to put her name on it. But as I continued to go through the offer, there were so many different things. And part of it's because he's trying to help these people and he doesn't quite understand it all. So the people thought in their mind that it'd be easier for them to just get into the house here a couple weeks beforehand and move all their stuff into the home. And we'll just pay him $50 a day rent. Not a big deal. And he doesn't understand that occupying a house prior to closing is a big ordeal, especially when you're representing the seller. And so when I finally said to him, I said, well, why do they need it? Well, they have to get out of their house for the final walkthrough on their home, and they need a place to put their stuff. So they figured they just put it here instead of having to put it into a storage unit for a couple of days to take it out and move it. And that's when I said, well, why don't they just order a pod? If you order one of those pods, they will load your things in it, hold it in a storage facility for as long as you need it to be held, and then deliver it to your home, put it right in your driveway for you. Oh, I didn't know that. I said, yeah. I said, and it's not that much more money for them to store it for a little while. Oh, okay. So this is where having a full service professional on your side helping you can be super beneficial and helpful. So you definitely want somebody who's going to be there with you, someone who's going to not only be there for the beginning part of the transaction, but be there after the fact. That's going to be there when you call. I had a client this last week, my buddy Mike. I don't know if Mike's on here tonight. I see there's about 15, 20 people watching right now. But Mike, if you're watching, hey, You weren't a bother earlier this week when you called me. So my client Mike called me. They bought a beautiful condo on the beach. It's coming up on year 3 that they live there. And Mike was just going back through his paperwork and saw some things and he didn't quite understand it. So he said, "Hey, Jeremy, I know you're so busy and running it all the time." He said, "But I had to just reach out to you to see if you could answer these questions for me." And I said, "Mike, it's not a problem at all." And so I answered those questions and asked a couple more questions about needing, a vendor or two along the way. And as those things were going on, I just said, "Mike, whatever you need, I'm always here." He said, "I really appreciate the fact that you aren't a realtor that the minute we're done with the closing, you just disappear. That you continue to keep in contact with us. You send us emails on a regular basis. We get your, Christmas card. We get to all your different things along the way. We really appreciate that." And, for those of you that are watching tonight that are thinking about moving to the area, let me just say this. I'm not an agent that's just going to disappear. I'm going to be here for you for as long as you need. Well after the closing, you need something, you can call me 10 years later and say, "Hey, Jeremy, I need help with this." And I'm going to get you the answer. Okay. Um, and if you're thinking about moving, I should probably say this too at this time. Go over to jeremyblanton.com, book the 30-minute call. You'll see it scrolling across the screen here at the bottom. You can just go right there, book a 30-minute call, and we can discuss your move to the area. All right, let's see here. We have some questions coming in. Let's see here. Bam Bam says, "I prefer dumpling and seafood restaurant, but Flaming does have great sushi." Good. I don't know that I've tried dumpling and seafood restaurant. I might need to find that one out from you then. And then Nomadic J says, "Great." Okay, awesome. Great. So, all right, cool. What other questions do you guys have tonight that you would like to know a little bit more about? Feel free to put them in down below and we can kind of discuss it. Meanwhile, while you're typing them in, one of the things that I have answered a lot over the last few weeks, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, is, "Jeremy, we're considering a move to the area. With that coming up soon, we want to come down and look at houses." Okay, great. Well, have you ever been to the Myrtle Beach area before? Nope, never been here. Okay. So when I start to hear that, I always share the same story. And I want to kind of take some time tonight to kind of discuss this with you, because I'm sure there's someone who's been out there searching, thinking about making a move to the area. And you've never been here, but you've done your research online and you've seen a lot of stuff. And you've read articles for hours on end, and you've watched videos after videos after videos of not just mine, but other people talking about moving to Myrtle Beach and so many other things. Here's what I would say. Don't rush to get here just to look at houses. Instead, plan a trip where you can come and spend several days visiting the area, because Myrtle Beach as a whole is a huge area. If I go over here to my map a minute and we pull this up, and let's just kind of talk about the Myrtle Beach area for a moment here, okay? So we're going to pull this out. So Myrtle Beach area basically starts up here, right at the North Carolina border, goes all the way out here to Loris. Then it kind of comes out here to Aner, okay, in this area. And then it goes all the way down into Georgetown. If I were to just, I don't think it'd work. I've never tried it, but let's try Horry County. So there you go. You can kind of see that's just Horry County on the map. Kind of see the red line there, okay? So that's just Horry County. Now, if I put in there with it as well, Georgetown, that's going to go down south of it there. And so when you take those two areas alone, that kind of makes up the Grand Strand Myrtle Beach area. There is a lot of options that are out there. What I can tell you is this: in most of these areas, most of these sections, we can find you some sort of a property that's going to fit your needs. If you say to me, "Jeremy, we're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath type home, and we want to be, single story." In fact, well, here, let me just show you. Let me go back here. I keep going to off screen share and then coming back to it. I apologize. But here's our local MLS again. If I come in here and say, we're going to do a search tonight, and we want to find homes that are currently active for sale. And let's say our max budget is $450,000. Okay. And we want to have something, We're getting a little older in age. We want a single family detached property. We don't want to have to deal with stairs, so we want all on one level. Okay. There are 1,243 that are currently for sale. Well, Jeremy, we need to have at least 3 bedrooms. We need to have at least 2 baths. Okay. 1,145 of them are still for sale. Well, Jeremy, we would prefer instead of buying something, that's older, we want to have something that's a little bit on the newer side. So can we maybe just get a new build or an under construction home? Sure. So if we just say show us the new construction, there's 615 single family homes currently for sale today that fit this basic standard type of property. Most of these are going to be, anywhere from 1,300 square feet up to probably 2,500 heated square feet with 2-car garages, all that kind of stuff. To give you an idea of what you could get in that price point right now, let me show you. This is one of my current listings that I have for sale. Let me go over here. This one is down in Forest Brook Estates. So if I were to show you on the map, let's go here. Let's go back in, zoom the map in again. And it's going to be right over in about this area here. Okay. So close to 501, easy access to the airport, to the beach, to all the different stuff that Myrtle Beach has for sale, or not for sale, but has available for you, right? So give you an idea. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. This home is 2131 heated and 3132 under roof. This house was built in 2021. So it's only a 3.5, 4.5 year old home. Okay. Take a look at this house. This is my current listing. Like I said, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Here's your living space. Nice, large, open area, high vaulted ceilings. Nice gourmet style kitchen with natural gas in it, microwave, corner pantry, stainless steel appliances, formal dining room. Across from the formal dining room right there is the flex office room as well. Has a huge island, as you can see there. Look how big that island is. There's your office, the formal dining room. There's your office again. Here's your eat-in area in the kitchen. Has a large covered patio on the back of the house. Corner fireplace. Has large bathroom. There's your laundry. Bedroom 2. Bedroom 3. And the primary suite. Large, high vaulted ceilings in here. Has a great master suite. Bath with double vanity. The full tile shower. And here's your back covered porch area. It's huge. You could screen that in real easy. If you wanted to, it backs up to some trees behind it. It's for nice privacy. Everything you want in a house. And this is listed for $425,000. The neighborhood has a community pool and all kinds of stuff. Right convenient to everything Myrtle Beach has to offer. In addition, the neighborhood also has a community garden that you can go rent a space, plant, your own vegetable garden. But like I said earlier, don't do it yet. Not time yet. We've got to wait a few more weeks on it. So finding the house is the easy thing. We need to first figure out what area. Because if you say, hey, I don't care for the Forest Brook area, going and looking at this house and falling in love with it is a pointless waste of time. Where if you say, hey, you know what, I really want to find a home in Forest Brook, then you're going to zero in on this house pretty quick and go and want to buy it right away. But if you say, hey, I want to be on the northern end of the beach, this isn't going to cut it. Or if you say, I want to be on the southern end or in Conway or whatever. So my point is that before you fall in love with a floor plan or a house, come visit the area. Let's figure out which location we want first. And then finding a home there is going to be a pretty simple thing. So, all right, we got a question that came in here. Let's open this up here a minute. Why, in most cases, the HOAs for townhomes are so much more than HOAs for single-family homes? I've seen for some over $400 a month. Why? What does it cover, and why so high? Good question. Let's go back here to our search since we're in the MLS right now. All right. Close this out. We'll go back over here to the condos and townhouses. And oh, we have these Bella Vita ones. So let's just run with that a minute here. All right. So here's Bella Vita right now. And their HOA here is $550 a month. So what we have to look at is come down here and see what's included in the HOA. So in the HOA in this development, it includes the common electric, the weekly trash pickup, the pool service, the landscape and lawn care. That right there is, $150 a month basically. The insurance on the building, which is a huge, huge thing. That's probably of that $550 a month, probably close to $300 of it would be my guess. Then also they're including some more things like basic cable, and then also the maintenance and repair of the exterior of the building. The internet's included in here, and pest control. So there's a lot that's included here in this versus if I go back to that single family home that we were talking about a minute ago. This one is $72 a month. So what are we getting for the $72 a month? Well, we come down here and we look. You get your homeowner's restrictions, the use of the community pool, and then basically that and sometimes trash pickup included in it. And that's it. So when you're not having as much included, it gets a much less. Or if we go and we open up, let's go here a second, I'll show you this. Clear these out. So if we go in here and let's just pull up the development where we live called The Farm. The Farm at Carolina Forest. So right now in the Farm at Carolina Forest, there are 4 active properties for sale. And say this is the one we want to buy today. Okay. You can see your monthly HOA, and this is not correct. It's actually $100 a month. So this one does not have it updated. Let's try a different one that might have. There we go. This one has at least updated. So $100 a month. But in this development, what's included? In your HOA, you're going to have weekly trash pickup. You're going to have use and access of the community pool, which here's some photos of it for you to see. Nice, huge 800,000 gallon pool. The fitness center and clubhouse. The playground. The basketball courts. The secondary pool. In addition to the trash pickup and amenities, you also then get your basic cable included and high-speed internet. So it's a huge, huge value in there. But because we don't have insurance included, that's why your HOA is much less. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know and I'll see what I can do to answer it a little bit better for you. So what other questions do you guys have this evening that I could answer for you? Anything you want to know about moving to the area? Where's the market going to go? What's happening? I talked about it a little bit earlier. I really feel that as we're coming into the spring market here, things are going to definitely heat up. I have been extremely busy the last few weeks. A lot of people getting their homes on the market, a lot of offers starting to come in. Seeing that here in my development, there are only currently 4 properties for sale. I did not put in, let me see how many are pending. There used to be about, well, yeah. So we had at one point 25 to 30 homes on the market. Right now, there are only currently 10 on the market, and 6 of those 10s are under contract. So there's not a lot of inventory in a development like mine right now. So as we go into spring market, there hopefully will be a little bit more that hits. But at the same time, as there are more inventory, there's also going to become more buyers coming into market. And so those two things together will make it a little more competition for properties. Right now, you can get good deals. I can tell you, I have a client that went under contract this weekend buying a new construction home, and he went into a place where you pick out the lot, you pick the floor plan, pick the colors, everything in the home. And normally when you do those types of builds, the builders don't have any type of incentives, or if it do, it's very, very minimal. Well, in this development, the builder was giving close to $35,000 in design credits. They took money off of the lot premium as well. They also, because they're going to be taking a loan, going to give him $12,000 in incentives towards his loan to either buy down the rate, pay the closing fees, all that kind of good stuff on it. And so he's getting a killer house with about 45 to $50,000 in incentives right now. So the builders are definitely right now saying, hey, as I shared with that screen a couple minutes ago where I showed the inventory and the sales and everything and how it dips always in December. Well, we've just come out of December and January, and they're trying to pump up those numbers to get going forward, the spring market. And so right now, a lot of them are giving good deals. So if you're looking for something, like I said, go over to jeremyblanton.com, book the call, and we can definitely discuss your move to the area. Let me see. Do we have any other questions coming in here tonight? Nope, I don't see any right now. Well, guys, I've been going for close to an hour. If you have questions of things that you want to know about moving to the area or thinking about it, like I said, go over to jeremyblanton.com. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen here. You'll see it again in a moment. You can go right there, click book a 30-minute call, schedule a time where we can discuss your move to the area, whether that's in 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, and we can go through that to discuss. Making that move here and getting a game plan in place. Let's see here. Nomadic. What kind of insurance? Personal property insurance? Are you saying if I purchase a town, I don't have to worry about property insurance? Yes. So pretty much your exterior insurance. So in a condominium or in a townhouse type of thing where insurance is included, it covers the exterior of the building. Okay. So exterior walls. You have to then get what's called an HO6 policy or a contents policy to cover the interior and everything inside from wall to wall. That way, then all of it inside it. So you have the HO6 and then you have your exterior. If you buy a single family home, you just have your one policy and it covers it all. But in a condo complex, or in a townhouse, you buy an HO6 policy. But the exterior, which is where the most expense is part of your monthly fee. And it takes care of the whole building. That way, if a tree falls in the middle of the building, they don't come to you and say, well, it fell on 25% of your unit or on your neighbor's unit and 80% on your unit. So you're paying for 80% of the fix and they're only going to pay for 20%. No, they're just going to get it fixed and take care of it and go on with the next thing for the day. So hopefully that answers that question. All right, let's see here. Have you heard or know who is building between Del Webb and the marina? I don't. I don't know who that is right now. It's not more of Del Webb. I know that. In fact, Bam Bam, I saw April this weekend. We were talking about you, cutting up about you and your brother. But no, I'm not sure what's going there next. I'll try to do a little research, see if I can find anything. If I do, I'll shoot you a message on it. So what other questions do you guys have for me tonight? I'll give you all a couple minutes to type them in. While you're doing that, let me show you one other thing here. Let me go here. We're going to stop this because this one I want you to be able to have audio with. So let's go here, present, share screen, Chrome tab. There we go. Share. All right. And so one of the things that's going to have more of these coming out here in the very, very near future are going to be these driving tours of neighborhoods. So if you're wondering what it's like living in the Myrtle Beach area, you can come in and check these.
Enter a brave new world with the GMC Hummer EV.
I'm not even getting the ad revenue from it, but
okay,
here we go.
So
All right.
we're now entering into Plantation Lakes, located in Carolina Forest. This development is kind of in the middle of Carolina Forest Boulevard. Great, good development with custom-built homes. And we're going to take a little tour of this development. We're coming in right now through the main entrance on Shoreward Drive is the name of the street. We could go left or right on Abington, but we're going to go straight because I want to show you kind of the grand entrance as you go in through this development. There's a bunch of neighborhood streets up here in the front. We might go down a few of those as we're exiting back out. But as you come in, you have this nice entrance. way down through into the development.
So as you can see, this will give you kind of a really good idea of what is a development like.
Maybe that there's
It's
plenty of
literally
water
just a
on the
GoPro
homes on
driving through,
that got
showing you
on
what the
left side of
neighborhood
road?
looks like.
No.
So if you're thinking
The
about
homes on the
moving to
right
the area
also
and
have
wonder if
water lots,
Plantation Lakes might be
that
an
you
option
can
for you,
use as well.
this is going to give you all the information you want to
Speed
know
just a little bit so I
about
don't
the
go past
neighborhood.
biker.
So let's pause that. There we go. So, give you all the information that you want to know about moving to this development. So there's a lot of different things to kind of give you that information. All right, let's see here. We have another question that came in. Let's pull this back over here. So basically treating the HOA for a duplex the same as a condo. That's not the way it works in other cities I've lived in before. It just depends, but most of them, yes. If the HOA is including insurance, then yes, it's going to work like a condominium, whether it's got a garage or not, type of thing through it. So, all right. So thank you guys for joining in tonight. If nobody else has any questions, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up tonight. As I started the show, I just got to say one more time, go Birds. Happy for my Eagles for finally winning another championship. We should have done it 2 years ago, but we took care of business last night. I want to know, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? If you did, were you cheering for the Eagles? Or were you cheering for the Chiefs? Or were you like my youngest, who didn't care really so much about the Super Bowl and football, but she was a big fan of the Puppy Bowl and was on Team Fluff, I believe, is what she was on last. Team Fluff, I believe, won. In fact, that was kind of cute. She did all the research ahead of time to say who was playing on which team. Oh, Dad, this one lost an eye, or this one only has 3 legs. This puppy only has 3 legs. So she was very into the game, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining in tonight. Thanks, Matt, for coming and joining me, asking some questions. If you guys have other questions we didn't answer, you can shoot me an email. My email is real easy. It's info@jeremyblanton.com. I'll type it here in the chat for you, so you'll have it there as well. And if you're thinking about making a move to the area, would love to help you guys out. Hope you have an awesome evening. I'll catch you later. See ya.